To start, I'm going to take off the wheel. If you have a hubcap and the little lug nut caps, go ahead and take those off with a 19mm. If not, just go ahead and take off the lug nuts with a 19mm. Remove the wheel. I want to start by removing this outer bolt, nut and bolt first. 21mm on both, 21mm socket on this side, and 21mm wrench on the nut side. Looks like I'll have to go in this way. Okay, take this washer out. The reason I'm using an extension is because it fits perfectly into the hole. A punch will just keep going sideways. So I have an 18mm socket on the inner bolt. I'm going to try and break it free. It's spinning the nut and the bolt, but at least it's broken free, so that's a good sign. All along this control arm, you'll have clips like this that hold on a wiring harness. I'll have to remove all of these clips and free this up from the control arm. There we go. All right, I know it's hard to see, but I have an 18mm wrench on the bolt side and then an 18mm socket on the nut side. Let's see if this will break things free for me. All right, the nut came off. Now I can remove my wrench. The good news is that the bolt is free. It's not seized in there. There's my wrench. Let's push the bolt out. It's hitting on that wiring harness. I'm going to try and lift that wiring harness up. Hopefully that'll give me the space that I need for this bolt. Maybe if I unclip it from over here. All right, wiring harness is up. And with that out of the way, there it is. Now you can take your control arm, lift it up. I'll have to remove this after it's out, but now you can wiggle it out of where it's mounted back there. Should come right out. There you go. This thing was definitely in need of replacement. Take your new control arm and you'll notice that one bushing will have a larger hole than the other one. The smaller bushing goes inside or on the subframe where the thinner bolt goes, and then obviously the wider bushing and the larger hole goes right here on the knuckle for the wider bolt. So slide this into position and kind of make sure it goes in between the slots where it needs to go there. Oh, there we go. That just fell into place. Once the hole is lined up, slide in this bolt. I know it's not easy to see, but I have the hole lined up and I'm going to attempt to put this bolt through. I actually can't see what I'm doing either. I'm just going by feel. I'll show you in a second. I'm pushing that wiring harness up to try to get the bolt underneath, because once it's underneath, it'll actually line up with the hole pretty well. All right, the bolt's underneath. There we go. Okay, just wiggle the control arm. There we go, the bolt made its way through. It goes front to back. Now I'm gonna put the nut on. Grab a wrench and my 18 socket. We'll bottom that out. Okay. Whoa, easy there. There's no way I can torque that bolt, so I just made it as tight as I could with my air gun. Let's put the wiring harness back into the control arm. There we go, just follow it along and clip it in everywhere where it needs to be clipped in. Now push the bolt through the knuckle, line it up with the control arm. Might need a little pry bar. Might have to get a little bit creative as to how to pry. Drive it in. Don't forget about this plate here and the nut. Let's tighten these up. Nice and tight. There you have it. Let's get the wheel back on. Start on all 5 of your lug nuts, bottom them out, and torque them to 100 foot-pounds. And then, of course, if you have a hubcap, you would put that on after. Mine's missing, but basically has little plastic 19mm caps. You can just screw it onto the lug nuts.